Iowa. Of course, Garrett Alberson, that throwback to Herschel Roberts, Ken Roberts' dad, many times IMCA late model winner, and then Ray Gus Jr. won here 15 years ago. How about Tyler? We mentioned with Randall Edwards turning the wrenches a few, nearly had the sweep, couldn't come up with it. Dalton Wilson, what about his future? What about him coming on with a big win here tonight? And you can just list go on and on and on. Brian Shirley's mentioned ran second last year. Remember, we had the rain delay, and he was going to run out of fuel, right? And they had to refuel, right, and come back out on the track. And Bobby Pierce ended up winning that one.
Yeah, and I mean, you thought, I mean, of course, Hudson O'Neal led laps in that race last year as well, but I mean, you thought Shirley was going to get it last year. I mean, you really thought maybe Shirley had something, and unfortunately came up just a little bit short.
Got that first Prairie Dirt Classic, as you mentioned, back in July at Fairbury, and he's going to start 10th here tonight, so keep an eye on him. Bobby Pierce, the year he's had, 29 wins, currently leading the Flow Racing Night in America points, the World of Outlaw Series points. As we see, not sure what that is on the track down there.
Fluid down there on the racetrack, James. You see a couple drivers running over it right now. Well, that's interesting. And did someone leave a trail of fluid maybe right down the middle of the front straightaway as well?
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Again, that Ben will be manning the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit down there.
Huh. It might just be just a little bit of fuel overflow is the way you read my mind. Absolutely. So
we got 3 trophies down there, the top 3, and we've got that hard charger. Are you ready, Dustin? Nobody does it better than you, brother. How about this crowd tonight? We're proud each and every one of you here. We are so glad to be here at the Marion County Fairgrounds. This is awesome.
Well, you see the field, they've taken shape in one of the prettiest sights in all of racing. How about it, Knoxville? Let's send them off with the wave. It is the Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals coming at you 4 wide. And when they get over to turn 2, the suites, you guys know what to do. Flash those lights at the driver's suites.
Oh, man.
How
about the Brian Clyde? How about those? There's people on top of the suites. They're in the middle of the back straightaway. Look at that.
There's suites on top of suites.
Suites on top of suites. There you go. Awesome. Well, we're honored and blessed. I mean, you and I and Ben, and we was at Eldora 2 weeks ago. Record crowd there, a new first-time winner, and to come to places like Eldora and Knoxville, they are the 2 most famous dirt tracks. I mean, Fairbury's great, Farmer City's great, Florence. I've got all the F's in there, right? Port Royal, right? I mean, there's so many great dirt tracks in this country. Talk about crown jewel races. Man, we love them all. We're blessed. We're honored to be here, and we can't wait, brother, because we're going to let him go here. Justin Clark on the flag stand. His dad, Doug Clark, legendary flagman here at Knoxville Raceway in the Hall of Fame, and what a sight. Man, oh man, can't wait. This track is near perfect again here tonight. Thanks to all the crew at Knoxville. Man, they fought Mother Nature Wednesday. It rained most of Wednesday night. Thursday, it rained up until like 1 or 2 o'clock, very lightly, but it was hammered down, and we saw what happened, but made a complete 180 on that, brother, and it's been awesome. And let's do it. Let's have a 3-wide finish. I've been talking about that forever. Can we have a 3-wide finish at the line? But anyway, for 75 laps.
Oh, we've had last lap passes here.
We've had last lap passes.
We've had a couple lap passes
here. If you led within 10 laps to go, you didn't win the race. So you either ran out of fuel or something happened, got on that berm. How about the berm beat? You can see it better up here than down there. The berm is practically gone, right?
We're bermless.
We're bermless.
Move over.
We're not bermless because he's out there. We're all burned out. The Earl Pearson Jr., we brought him up here, the Hall of Fame. The former track record holder, Ricky Thorne Jr. is the new track record holder in late models. Did that on Thursday night. But what a sight, what a track, what a facility. Their final race of the year here at the Marion County Fairgrounds.
Absolutely, James. How about the crews at the end of the front straightaway? They're standing down there in their fluorescent colors with the signal sticks, and that is where the drivers will be. Was that Buzz Lightyear down there? What the? Is that? That's got to be Noah Bushman in the Buzz Lightyear outfit. It is.
He's not a hot dog this day.
He's a hot dog, all right.
He might have went to the grilled cheese nationals and went hot dogless today here.
To infinity and beyond. That's awesome. Oh man, Chad Simpson is stopped down at the bottom of the racetrack, and I noticed that he was stopped up at the top of turns 1 and 2 as well. And so one of two things, either a receiver issue, absolutely, or he may have seen something on the racetrack up there at the top of turns 1 and 2 as well. I'm not sure.
Down at the All Makes Collision Service Center, again, thanks to All Makes Collision, located in Council Bluffs, Iowa, serving all of the Hawkeye State, or you got Cyclones in there. You got to include the Cyclones, and also Eastern Nebraska as well. Give them a shout out, and man, they do a lot of great job, paint and body work and all that. All Makes Collision Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa, right there on I-80.
Just 7 minutes from the casino?
That's what Courtney said. Yes.
She's made that drive a time or two, I think.
Well, all the Riggs Park, whenever we go to Huset's or at Shelby County or whatever, then they're out there, but. Is Gary Hopp here? He's got to be here, right? I think Gary Hopp was coming in.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
We saw Ricky Kai, of course. We work with a lot of great promoters out there, and man, we're so honored and blessed to be here, and we're going to be ready to go. How about the one to go signal? Devin Moran, Jonathan Davenport. 75 laps.
Your two feature winners are starting on the inside of rows 1 and 2 this weekend, right? Garrett Albertson, of course, won here on Thursday. Devin Moran, the winner here one night ago. And Albertson, as we talked about, looking for his biggest career win at $75,000.
Delaware double file restart, still 10 or less laps to go. If there's a caution or red, then those lap cars restart on the tail. There is a lucky dog, but you got to stay on the racetrack. Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Ben Shelton will be reporting. Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. Dustin Jarrett, send them off.
75 laps the distance, 75K on the line, the 99 and the 49. Bring them to the green in the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone here at Knoxville.
Devin Moran, he took that low route out of turn number 2, got the win over Brandon Over. They go side by side with Jonathan Davenport. Garrett Albertson quickly to third. RTJ runs fourth. Lap 1 coming out of turn number 4. They're side by side. Who's going to lead the first circuit here tonight at Knoxville?
It's going to be Jonathan Davenport by half a cat's whisker at the scoring loop. Scoring loop is just about 10 feet to the left of the flag stand here at Knoxville Raceway by 6/100ths of a second. Devin Moran back down to the inside. They stay side by side. Up front for the race lead. Moran with a good run off the 4th corner, but Davenport has stretched out that lead, James, to a whopping 1/10 of a second.
Whopping. Garrett Albertson third. Turbo runs in 4th. 5th is Ricky Thornton Jr. Bobby Pierce, the defending race winner, 1/7. It is Brandon Overton, Brandon Shepard, Brian Shirley in 10th. Out of turn number 4, and Devin Moran. So 2 race leaders in the first 3 laps, Dustin Jarrett.
Yeah, Jonathan Davenport will be credited for leading laps 1 and 2. Devin Moran going to take the lead on lap number 3. He said he's got a pretty good hot rod here, as we've got one car with trouble on the front straightaway, and that is going to bring out the Coleman Farms Racing caution flag, and that is going to be the 18 of Chase Younghands. And he has got a ton of damage, as you can see in the left front of that race car.
So you know what that means, Moran taking the lead? For the 21st straight year, nobody will lead every lap, because Davenport led the first 2. Moran, your new leader, with 3 scored. So Chase, see what he's going to do to get it. Pays $2,500 to start, so the thrill of a lot of drivers in for the first time. Younghands, of course, veteran driver here in Knoxville. Let's see if he is going back to his pit area.
And this is a driver that's run well at Knoxville, right? I mean, he was 8th in this race last year. He was his best career finish was 6th a couple years ago, and man, that's a tough break for him. All right, we'll go ahead and take a look at your Dave Warren Power Sports Instant Replay here from the Dave Poskey's Performance Parts Speed Cam.
He started back in 18th, and he got into the wall.
Well, yeah, he did. After a little bit of contact, it was hard to tell if he tagged the wall first. Man, that car was really sideways coming off the corner, and it looked like Chad Simpson, as Simpson was coming up off the corner. The 18 was kind of angled down, and those two made contact, and that is a tough, tough break for the driver out of Manhattan, Kansas. So 3 laps in the books, 72 laps to go.
How about Clay Harris up 7 spots in 3 laps?
Well, remember, he was the fastest in the Dirt Draft Hot Lap session, and he was 2/10 quicker than anybody else.
He's gone 24th to 17th in 3 laps. So,
and you mentioned the trophy as well, right? For the
Hard Charger
Trophy. Hard Charger.
Hooker Trucking Hard Charger Trophy down there.
Hard Charger
trophy
with
courtesy
Hooker.
of, what is it, Max Pappas, his steering wheel, right?
Yes.
Not his personal steering wheel, but it's a great trophy. They have great trophies here at Knoxville.
Well, I'm going to challenge Max Pappas to give one of his personal steering wheels now after that.
There you go.
And that was James Essex that told you to do that, Max. All right.
Not out of your rent-a-car either.
3 laps are scored. 72 laps remaining. Devin Moran leads. Jonathan Davenport second. Garrett Alberson third. Davenport chooses the high side on this Delaware double file restart. Green flag back out in the Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone.
So 2 race leaders in the first 3 laps. Davenport led laps 1 and 2. Moran led lap 3 down the back straightaway. Now here comes Tyler up into the 4th spot. That's where he was running on the restart. Thornton runs in 5th, followed by the Big Perm as they come out of turn number 4. The Dresden, Ohio driver. He had never led at Knoxville until the last 2 laps here on the Saturday night finale. He'll lead him into turn number 1.
Yeah, and he's got that 99 glued to the bottom of the racetrack, just like the 49's married to the top. JD with a good run off 2 down the back straightaway. Has trouble for Brandon Overton coming off corner number 2. And man, someone made contact with him there as well, and it could have been a lot worse. I believe it was the 32 of Chris Simpson that made contact with him. Other drivers had
Dallin Murray went backwards.
Yeah.
Slid backwards there. Wow.
But something happened just before all of that to the 76 of Brandon Overton off corner number 2. And you see a ton of cars now making their way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit area, including Frank Heckeness Jr., Brandon Overton, and others. Ben, down to you.
Yeah, Frank Heckeness Jr. out of this one. Brandon Overton's going to be out as well, guys. It has completely got the right front suspension, the uppers, the lowers, that right front completely towed out, nose damage. He's got damage, obviously, to the hood of this race car, as he's going to be out of the party. We'll try to get an update on what went sideways for that Georgia driver.
Yeah, he was running in 7th, Ben. Thank you very much for the update. So 4 laps in the books. We got another good lap in, Dustin, as you see FSJ down in the pit area.
Yeah,
Frank Heckeness Jr. Yeah.
Frank Heckeness Jr. down there. Ben mentioned Chris Simpson, Brandon Overton down there as well. Dallin Murray slid to a stop on the racetrack. He's rejoined the field already, and Joseph Joyner stopping to talk to Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials in that All Makes Collision service area. Joyner will make his way back up. I believe he was running in the 8th position.
Remember Overton in that battle getting championship points tonight. You've got Shepard, Alberson, Overton in there, and that's $100,000 for 5th in the points.
And as you expect down here in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, there's 3 or 4 teams at least working on this race car. He's got damage on all 4 corners. They are working on that right front, trying to get it back together to get him back out on the racetrack. They'll get a new one on there, but the left side body damage as well, and they're working on the left rear, I should say, left rear body damage. A lot of damage. They're trying to get him back out there, but it is going to be a race against time.
All right, Ben, thanks a lot. We do have one look at the replay from the drone. It's not a great angle. The drone, of course, hovering way high above the Knoxville Raceway. It's going to be kind of the top middle there, coming off turn number 2. And again, the drone's on the opposite side of the racetrack. I need my telestrator, James. I could
or
circle.
A telescope.
Yeah, right there. You see someone.
And then Dallin Murray goes around, slides backwards. So 4 laps in the books. Overton again was running in 7th.
May have been Bobby Pierce. I don't want to pin the blame on anyone. Man, really hard to tell. Yeah, there's the 32. The damage should be on the left side of that race car. Joseph Joyner was right there as well. Well, 32 looks clean. Chris Simpson going to make his way back out on the racetrack, and he's got a ton of damage. They've completely pulled the right rear quarter panel off of Chris Simpson's number 32.
So Devin Moran, your race leader. Again, we did get a good lap in, so 4 score. Davenport, Alberson, Erb, Thornton, then Pierce, Joyner, Wilson, Shepard, Ferguson. Ben, an update on Brandon Overton?
Yeah, Brandon's got his helmet off, and at this point they're down here just trying to get the car piece back together to see if they can probably get it back to the pit stall. A lot of damage on it. Quick word, Brandon Overton, what happened, man?
Just Bobby missed the bottom and come back down, and we just met it. I don't know if it knocked the flopper under or what, but I think most of the damage come from I couldn't steer and it ran into the damn wall, and everybody just have nowhere to go, run into me.
All right, man. A dejected Brandon Overton. It's just been that year for that team, man. When they have speed, they have no luck, and bad break. Dude wipes number 76 out of it here tonight.
All right, he led, what, 16 laps here last night until Moran got around him, ended up in a runner-up spot. Yeah, well, Clay Harris is up to 14th now, and he'll go up another spot because Overton is out, so he'll go to 13th from 24th here in 4 laps.
It's unbelievable.
Remember that run he had down at Wheatland? When was that? Back in July. So we'll see what happens. Moran, he's led the last 2 laps. Davenport led the top first 2, but we still got 71 to go at Knoxville for 75,000.
It's Knoxville, and anything can happen. Green flag flies, and the Newton Ag Solutions starting zone. And Garrett Alberson with a good restart, like a slot car in the bottom of the racetrack. James, he's got a good run down the back straightaway in the Ken and Beth Roberts Racing throwback to Herschel Roberts, number 58. They both close in on Devin Moran off the corner. Here comes Uncle T, and you have got a race at Knoxville for the lead.
Yeah, that's half a car length there. Alberson and Erb going at it. Here comes Davenport, gets it wound up back top. Here comes Alberson. Well, we have another new race leader. 5 in the books. Davenport way up top side. Out at turn 4. Has the momentum down the main straightaway. Goes back to 3rd behind Moran and Alberson. 6 complete.
And big time trouble over in turns 3 and 4. 1 car up in smoke, and it's the 6 of Jake Neal. And that will draw the Coltman Farms Racing caution flag yet again for the 3rd time already in this race. 6 laps in the books. 69 laps remaining, and a tough break for the driver out of Omaha, Nebraska, in the Al Humphrey number 6. Jake Neal, a giant puff of smoke out from underneath that race car. And it looks like his race has come to an end, and Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials are going to push that car back to the infield.
Man, that's a bad break for that team. They've been sidelined since late August with mechanical issues. They had not raced that car since the Wild West shootout at Vado Speedway Park back earlier this year. And out of this one, it would appear. Meanwhile, Chris Simpson's down here, guys, and he has knocked the right side of the deck out of that race car. The spoiler's laid down, the deck's gone. The right rear quarter panel is no longer with the race car, and that team's going to go to work as the 32's got a lot of work to do to try to make it back out there on a racetrack where air and aerodynamics and physics matter. He's at a serious disadvantage if they can get that 32 back out on the speedway.
Hey, James,
there he is.
How about that guy, Clay Harris? What's your Clay Harris Dethridge Opticians update?
Up 14 spots. By the way, Greg Dethridge here. Hello, Greg. 24th to 10th.
In six
laps. The farthest anyone has ever come to win this race, well, besides the Brian Shirley spin to win, Jimmy Owen started 18th. Clay Harris started 24th. If he can keep the tires under him, keep out of trouble, who knows, right, Ben Shelton?
Yeah, Chris Simpson's going to make his way back out of the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. And Clay Harris, this is shades of the Diamond Nationals. 4 days earlier, they were out engines and going home, and then he rallied through the pack to end up on the Big River Steel podium the opening night of the Diamond Nationals. Meanwhile, Jake Neal has been pushed down in his pit area. We'll try to get an update.
How about Joyner? Hunt the front. He's looking to the front. 13th to 6th in that JCM Motorsports car. His first time ever here in Knoxville at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Restart Zone. Back underway with 6 complete. It's been a dandy so far. My goodness.
Florida invasion here at Knoxville. Oh no, Turbo goes around over in turns 1 and 2.
Oh, how did they? No. A great job of driving by all of those.
He got nicked by someone, but I mean, I thought they were going to go full Gravedigger on that 01, man. I mean, I don't know how that wasn't worse than what it was.
Uncle Jesse just, my goodness. 6 complete. We'll go back. We'll see if we have a Dave Warren Power Sports caution for the driver that was running 4th on the restart, Dustin.
Did he clip part? Nah, he just lost the tail end of the race car down there, it looks like. Boy, what do you
They're
think?
coming at, and they're telling them, oh, they got clipped right.
Oh,
that
and it was
Clay
Clay Harris. Yeah.
Clipped him on the right rear quarter panel, but a great job by everybody else. They're telling him on the receiver, caution is out turn 2, and Turbo may be all right, Ben Shelton.
Yeah, Tyler Herb's down here in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce hot pit. Mainly body damage on that right rear quarter panel and the deck and the spoiler, trying to get it bent back up and get it off that right rear tire. The body panels are right there at it. They're going to have to probably use some high-speed tape and some rivets to try to get this one back together. It looks like Jaws came down here, and Jaws had an appetite for sheet metal because it is ripped on that right rear from the deck all the way down to the quarter panel.
Well, and along those lines as well, James, you talked about Clay Harris was the driver that nicked him down there. Harris has actually ripped the brace off of the right rear and the support off the spoiler, and the spoiler itself is actually dangling off the right rear of that race car as well. We'll see how that affects things, because Harris, with that, he'll actually move up another spot up to 9th now, and there's a good look at it on the screen.
All right, it's still Moran, Alberson, Davenport. Garrett picks the bottom on JD, the new Nutrac Solutions restart zone. 6 down, 69 laps to go. Devin Moran in at turn number 1. And how about Joyner? Joseph Joyner hunting the front out of turn number 2. He has a run down the back straightaway, Dustin.
He's damn near found the front. He's up to 4th right now, and he's trying to take 3rd away from Garrett Alberson. It's a big track, man. He thinks he's at one of those big southern racetracks, right? Joyner.
Oh, man.
And Davenport working the outside for the lead. Joyner working the outside for 3rd. You've got a good one here at Knoxville if we can string together some green flag laps.
Well, he may be in this car full time come 2026 of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Out of turn number 4, Moran by a car length. Joyner 3rd, Alberson 4th, Thornton is 5th, and it's Pierce, Shepard, McIntosh. Shout out to him. Clay Harris to 9th.
And Jonathan Davenport to the lead down the back straightaway. He led the first 2 laps of this race. He'll try to make it official once again this time by as they come over to complete lap number 9. Superman back out front at Knoxville.
Well, side by side, and Thornton edges out there as Joyner's dropped back to 6th. Now Alberson gets it wound up back topside as we go double box down the back straightaway. RTJ 3rd as Chris Simpson's going to call it a night in 32.
Yeah, Simpson going to try to limp that car down into the pit area. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Jonathan Davenport has the cape in the win. He's got 0.8 of a second on the 99 and Devin Moran. Both those drivers have stretched out to a pretty decent advantage over Ricky Thornton Jr., Bobby Pierce, and Garrett Alberson. And while a lot of the drivers have utilized that lane on the inside of the racetrack, Joseph Joyner is still trying to make the high side work in that JCM Motorsports number 19M.
Down the back straightaway, you see the deficit right there. As you see the battle there, Alberson will get a run on the bottom. Down the back straightaway, and the defending race winner, Bobby Pearson, to turn number 3. Alberson got his first win here at Knoxville on Thursday night. Davenport by about 4 car lengths. Solid 3rd right now for Thornton. Side by side right there, half a car length. Alberson has it at the loop line for position number 4, 12 complete now, Dustin.
And in that run that Bobby Pierce just got right there on the outside, a lot of guys have abandoned the outside and gone to the inside of the racetrack as Moran's closed back in on the 49. But Pierce really able to make Pearson and Carson Ferguson and a couple others really able to make the high side work down in 1 and 2. Jonathan Davenport now back to the high side down in 1 and 2. May open up the door for Devin Moran, the 49. Will go back down to the bottom, and he misses the lane. That opens the door back up for Devin Moran. Moran with a good run off corner number 4. Does he retake the lead? No, he does.
By a nose. How many lead changes so far? They're going back and forth. 14 down. Now Moran to slide up the track. JD still leads as we work lap 15. Davenport led the first 2 laps. Moran led laps 3 through 8. Davenport's led since lap 9. 3 lead changes here as we come out of turn number 4. And Ricky Thornton Jr. is making up time quickly with 15 complete.
Yes, he is. Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 20RT quickly closing in on that battle for the lead as the back of the field backs up to that lead trio. Brandon Carpenter going to be the first driver to go 1 lap down. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. Corey Lawler, a heat race winner a night ago, just in front of him. And you see Lawler just hooked the berm down there. That upsets the race car. Jonathan Davenport going to go by on the outside. Devin Moran going to go by on the outside. Ricky Thornton Jr. in tow as well.
Top 3 in the points. Head down the back straightaway. Thornton will have to go to the outside of Carpenter and Lawler. Meanwhile, Moran on the bottom. Davenport still in front. 17. We'll put him in the books here. It's the leader plus 3 in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series as we enter turn number 1. Moran, Thornton, Pierce, Shepard is 5th. Then it's Alberson, Carson Ferguson, Joyner, McIntosh, and the big perm runs 10th.
Enters Garrett Albertson on the outside of Brandon Shepard. Those two drivers have been side by side for the last several laps now, going for position number 5. Shep's had it the last couple times by. Albertson still right there, and Brandon Shepard will stay in front of Garrett Albertson right now with 57 laps to go. That means 18 in the books here at Knoxville. And I tell you what, in the battle for the lead, Devin Moran's not letting JD get out of his crosshairs.
And we saw Moran last night work that bottom to perfection in 1 and 2 last night to get around Brandon Overton. Right now, JD out in front, looking for his second win here at Knoxville. 19 laps complete. Devin Moran, Thornton, your top 3 in the points, running the top 3 spots right now. Here comes Moran to the bottom in turn 3, Dustin.
It was just a couple laps ago. Just about all those guys were on the very bottom of the racetrack down in turns 1 and 2 that last time by. Nearly all of them were on the top of the racetrack. Moran now going to go back down to the bottom in turns 1 and 2 as this streaky Knoxville Raceway continues to show its colors. Moran's able to work by the fast 49 off corner number 2 down the back stretch, and in 3 and 4 will Devin Moran go back out front? Yes, he will on lap number 21, the 99, back to the lead.
4 lead changes now in 21 laps. It's between those two. Meanwhile, Thornton about 8-9 car lengths back. They have 2 cars in front of him into turn number 3. So it's still Moran, Davenport, Thornton, Pierce, Shepard, your top 5 as they come off of turn 4 here at Knoxville. You've got Clay Stuckey, Daniel Adam, both first-time starters in the Knoxville Late Model Nationals. Devin Moran down the back straightaway. Davenport all over him. Will we have another lead change into turn number 3?
Yeah, it looked like Dev just missed that lower groove that time getting into turns 1 and 2. Davenport with a good run on the outside. He's stuck behind the 75, can't work around, and Moran stays out front for another lap. It's fun stuff. Here comes Davenport back to the outside.
Meanwhile, Thornton trying to pedal hard, so is Bobby Pierce. You know they're not going to give up. Moran there, they're going to go side down to turn number 4. Down the main straightaway. It's still Devin Moran he's going to be second by a car length. Gave him a run. Davenport back in front. I'm losing track of lead changes. Is that 5?
That's 5 lead changes.
In 25 laps. We're not even a quarter. Well, we go to 70. As Brandon Carpenter, in his first appearance in Knoxville, is going to call it a night in a 51. He'll end up in 26th here tonight.
Yep, he's slow on the inside of the racetrack and makes his way down. Do we have another lead change? Almost. Boy, what a race here at Knoxville. Move over naysayers. Ricky Thornton Jr., Brandon Shepard, and Bobby Pierce all closing in on him as well, as 5 drivers all within the same half straightaway of each other. The battle for third Pierce on the right side of the screen. Yes, look at Sheppy coming up through, and Jonathan Davenport able to keep Moran behind him.
Shepard's the 4th. 26 laps complete.
Shep's to 3rd.
Down the back straightaway. B. Shep on the bottom. Into turn number 3. It's Davenport, Moran, Shepard, Thornton. Off at turn 4. Davenport tries to squeeze by a lap car, and he still has the lead. Moran, here comes Shepard. Brandon Shepard now. Behind Stuckey. Down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I don't know where Shep's going to go. He's going to have to go to the outside. And Bobby Pierce got too high down in turns 1 and 2. Is there trouble on the 32? There is. Bobby Pierce slow on the high side in turns 3 and 4. Did he break something? Meanwhile, a battle for the lead, and the yellow flag will fly as Pierce draws the Coltman Farms Racing caution with 28 laps in the books.
Oh my goodness. Is it 5 lead changes officially in 28 laps, and the defending race winner was running in 5th, slowed dramatically. I believe we did get 28 because we got the leader plus 3 in the books, Dustin.
And Pierce's night is done. He's taken the helmet off. Ben Shelton looks like possible motor issues on the 32.
Yeah, he's got the helmet off, and also Clay Harris, some smoke was starting to come out of the back of the 6. Let's keep an eye on that as well, guys.
Ben, on that Clay Harris number 6, I know your view down there isn't spectacular. Do you suspect that could be a tire rub from the damage earlier, or do you think it was coming out from under the front of the car?
Man, I don't want to speculate. It's hard to tell from out here. This is a big place. There's not a great vantage point, so it's definitely hard to say. A few drivers stopping down here at the All Makes Collision Center Body Shop down in turn number 4. McIntosh will pull away. Bobby Pierce waiting on a push on the 32 to make his way back to the pits. Now Dalton Wilson stops. And with 47 laps remaining, you couldn't ask for much more entertainment than we've had here early in this one.
How about it, Ben Shelton? 5 official lead changes in the first 28 laps.
I mean, and the thing is that the guys aren't really changing grooves. It's Devin finds something a little bit better on the bottom, then Jonathan finds something better on the top. Guys, this is such a technical racetrack. You got to hit it just right, and you break momentum, and you can lose a lot of time in a hurry, or vice versa. So we'll try to get an update on Bobby Pierce on what might have gone wrong. The team's packing up down here, but as DJ said, he stopped, immediately pulled the helmet off. He definitely saw something he didn't like.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the Dave Warren Power Sports Instant Replay here. A little bit of smoke going to come out from underneath the 32 as he came by the stripe the last time going into turn number 1 right there.
Yeah, great job by our Flow Racing camera videographers. And so the defending race winner, current Flow Racing Now in America World of LS Series points leader, 29 wins this year.
Ryan Gustin, during that caution flag, also made his way to the infield as well. And we're going to have a reshuffled lineup. Again, was it the 5th Coleman Farms Racing caution flag of the night?
Five cautions,
the lead changes. Yeah.
Five lead changes. So it'll be Davenport, Moran. Where did Shepard come from?
New Berlin, Illinois.
New Berlin, Illinois. Started 9th. He's up to 3rd. Thornton will be 4th. Alberson 5th. O'Neill 6th. Ferguson 7th. Clay Harris 8th. Dalton Wilson 9th. Gustin was 10th.
And is there an issue on Carson Ferguson maybe? We just saw him drive by the field on the inside of the racetrack. Carson Ferguson was going to be in 7th on this restart, and we'll see if the driver, the Donald Gina Bradshaw Paylor Motorsports entry, has an issue. No, he's going to come over and grab a word with Zachary Booker in the All Makes Collision service area. By the way, look at the mud caked up on the spoiler of that race car.
And they just have a tire going down. Yep.
Yeah, just set a flat. Man, oh man.
Well, he's running in 7th, Paylor Motorsports car. Scott Fagner, the crew chief, as he heads your way, Ben Shelter, to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Yeah, I was about to duck to the back straightaway, check on Gustin and Pierce. Here comes Carson Ferguson. You get your steps in at this place, and it looks like a right rear tire, not all the way flat yet, but perhaps going down. That's the one they're going to change on the Paylor Motorsports 93.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Ben Shelton going to see if he can find out what happened to the 19R of Ryan Gustin as well. You see him there near the top of your screen, James, as they've got the hood off of that race car.
So officially out of the race, Dustin. Chase Young Hansel finished 32nd. Brandon Overton 31st. Jake Neal 30th. Tad Pospischel 29th. Chris Simpson 28th. Dallin Murray 27th. And then Brandon Carpenter 26th. Corey Lawler is still out there, right?
He is still out there, yes.
And so then Gustin will be out once it goes back green, and he was running in 10th again in that Todd Cooney Motorsports entry.
It'll leave us unofficially, I think, with 24 drivers still on the racetrack.
I don't know who's got the best car up front. Any of those guys that are running in the top 5, 6 right now could win this race.
Man, I think.
Right?
Yeah, Ben, go ahead.
And guys, they think on Gustin that could be ignition, but there's also some fluid under the hood. So I don't know. I guess all these things could be true, but they're kind of chasing the ghost down here right now. I don't know that you're going to see Ryan Gustin back out on the racetrack.
Ben, you've got an engineering background. Jump under there.
It was definitely civil. It was bridges, roads, and airports. It was definitely, if it moved, you didn't want me to design it. I can tell you that.
Well, from your vantage point, it's been pretty entertaining so far. Again, 5 lead changes in just 28 laps.
No, it's fantastic, man. You just hate it. It's late in the year. This is a demanding racetrack. You see these guys hurting equipment and things like that. Jake Neal came by. He hurt another motor. That's probably the end of the year for that team. So just the nature of the beast. But it has been entertaining. The racetrack has been really good. And I think we got some players that haven't shown their hand yet. And I tell you what, the guy that probably loved that Coleman Farms caution, Brandon Shepard, he's really come to life over the past 10 to 15 laps.
And Brandon Shepard indeed has. And I'll tell you who else to keep an eye on as well is the 71 of Hudson O'Neill. He has worked his way up to, I believe he's in the 6th spot now. He started back in the 8th row. He started back in 15th. That 71 is running really good as well. James, I hesitate to say this is vintage Knoxville, but man, she looks real good so far. The streaky Knoxville that we know and love, we've certainly seen in the first 28 laps.
Clay Harris, still your Hoker Trucking hard charger. He wants that Max Pappas steering wheel down there. That's a nice award to give it out. Right now he's running in 8th. All right, Davenport, Moran, Shepard, Thornton, Alberson, your top 5 at Knoxville at a turn 4 at the Nutrien Ag Solutions restart zone.
Brandon Shepard trying to get the run on the inside of Devin Moran. Moran, though, going to get back down to the bottom. RTJ going to go high, and here comes Shep down to the inside of Devin Moran. Here comes RTJ to the outside of Devin Moran. 3 cars battling for the 2nd spot behind your race leader, Jonathan Davenport.
Side by side, and Thornton, you make the call. Looked like Moran by a nose.
It was Moran by 5/1000ths of a second. That's less than half a cat's whisker.
That is. I mean, down the back straightaway, and he's going for the lead. Here he shoots to the bottom, right in on JD, and we got a car slowing in the middle of the back straightaway.
Oh, is that Harris?
And it is Clay Harris.
Oh, man.
And he's not going to make it back to the pit area. The Coleman Farms Racing caution is out. Heartbreak Hotel for the Jupiter, Florida driver.
Yeah, and Ricky Thornton Jr. had just slid around Jonathan Davenport as well. Davenport was the leader at the stripe that time by, and Clay Harris now with damage on the number 6. And I don't know if that'll end his night. Let's see what the issue is, but that will certainly put a damper on his hopes to be the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger, man.
Hey guys, down here with Ryan Gustin. They got a lap, right guys? They got 2 laps in there, right?
They did, yes.
Yeah, they got 2 laps. Ryan, what knocked you out of the race?
I just started running real bad, popping there under that yellow, or trying to diagnose it right now.
All right, man, heartbreak. He was hoping they hadn't got a lap. They were still working on it, but yeah, they got at least a few laps in there. Clay Harris being pushed back, and DJ, you nailed it. Just as that caution came out, Thornton had thrown a massive slider for the lead, but it's all for naught.
Well, and if we know one thing, James, about Jonathan Davenport now, I kind of hate the old adage, pulling the belts tight and everything, but he knows who's back there now, right? He knows
well, they see the scoreboard going into the video board going into turn 3. So 30 in the book, still 45 to go. It's Davenport, Thornton, Moran, Shepard, Alberson, O'Neill, Wilson, Joyner. How about Dan Ebert? Give him a shout out. First time to Knoxville. He's 9th. Brian Shirley is 10th. Tyler, he pitted, right?
Yeah.
He's 12th.
Yeah.
No door for 11. Good run for Blair so far.
How about your new Hoker Trucking Hard Charger, Clay Stuckey, from 30th up to 14th, man?
And Clay Harris pulls down, and out of this one, left side of this race car mangled. I don't think that's what knocked him out, though. We'll try to get an update in a second, but the body mangled on that one, and his crew leans in, gets a word. He says we're heading back to the trailer, so perhaps something terminal on the 6 car as well.
By the way, Dustin, 10th place pays $4,000. $4,000 for 10th. Not bad.
Move over Dolly Parton purses. Right.
Here we go.
30 laps scored, 45 laps remaining, and this event has got more drama than a daytime soap opera. Jonathan Davenport, your leader. RTJ going to choose the outside lane on this restart.
All right, let's see what Thornton can get the run. He had made the pass, but it was negated with the caution. Davenport drifts up top. Moran, he'll slide in front of Thornton. Ricky looking for the crossover. He'll have to back out a little bit. Behind them, Shepard and Alberson. Is that O'Neill or the big perm working the bottom? It's the perm working the bottom. How about that in the 18D for James Ratliff?
And here comes Moran again. Oh, he just slipped up a little bit coming off turn number 2. And goes back to the outside. Garrett Alberson on the bottom. The Perminator on the bottom. Rocket Ship's gone up to the top side of the racetrack. It is fun at Knoxville here tonight. They go nearly 3 wide off the corner. Was that Kenny Schultenbrand or was that Dalton Wilson using the berm of the racetrack down in turns 3 and 4?
I think we're at Lernerville down the back straightaway. Alberson will get the run on B. Shepard. Right now the top 3 evenly spaced. Jonathan Davenport, Devin Moran, and Ricky Thornton Jr. as we work lap 33 here at Knoxville. 5 lead changes.
Where's the quadruple box?
We may need that. All right, out of turn number 2, you see that down the back straightaway. Garrett Alberson's going to get a run back behind them. That is O'Neill and Wilson. Joyner runs 8th. Ebert is 9th. Brian Shirley is 10th.
I don't know if I need to look at the racetrack, the monitor in front of me. I mean, there's so much going on here. Things have settled down a little bit at the very front of the field. Davenport with 0.8 of a second over Devin Moran. There's your 3rd and 4th place cars. Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 20 RT, and of course the 1 of Brandon Shepard. And there's the battle for the 5th spot. It was Garrett Alberson last time by. It's going to be Hudson O'Neill this time by.
Well, that caution's kind of hurt Thornton, right? He's dropped back there several car lengths behind the top 2 as he was going for the lead there before the caution. Moran gets a run into 3. Come out at turn number 4 down the main straightaway. Lap 36, 49, 99, 20 RT. Your top 3. And they're going to pick up the tail end of the field here very shortly. And right now the deficit is about 4 or 5 car lengths into turn 3. It's 0.8 of a second on the scoring monitor.
James Deathridge optician's eyeball test.
Well, since Greg's here, we might as well do it.
I shook the magic 8 ball and it says yes. Devin Moran closed in. He's been faster than Davenport 3 straight laps. Now that lead that was up to 0.9 of a second down to 0.6 of a second. Meanwhile, Dalton Wilson on the right side of your screen going to go by Garrett Alberson. That's the battle for the 6th spot at the front of the field. Your leaders have caught the back of the field.
Moran's had the best car this week so far. I mean, last night he was terrific. Tonight he's right there in the hunt down the back straightaway. Jonathan Davenport into turn number 3 as we work lap 39. Thornton is still 3rd. Brandon Shepard, Hudson O'Neal now 5th. As they come off of turn 4, we've got a couple of cars running in front of them. Aaron Moran and Daniel Adam into turn number 1.
39 laps in the books, 36 laps to go just past the Hellraiser Jacks halfway point. Devin Moran continuing to close in. He was faster again that last time by. There they go, 1 and 2, 49 and 99, and they've got 1.8 seconds on your 3rd place car, Ricky Thornton Jr. Davenport puts a couple car lengths on the 99 to Devin Moran, but you can see the back of the field running side by side in front of the fast 49 down the back stretch.
In right now, Thornton 3rd, Shepard, O'Neal, Wilson, Alberson, Ebert, Joyner, Shirley. Tyler is 11th from the back after pitting. If they head into turn 1, but right now it is a 2-car breakaway there, 1.7 seconds ahead of RTJ, who now will have an opportunity down the back straightaway as Davenport tries to negotiate traffic, and he's going to slide up the track. You got to be careful. Almost got into a lap car. Wow.
There's a reason why those guys do what they do.
Absolutely.
And I sit up here and bark on a microphone, man. They are professionals in the truest sense of the word. That was a whale of a move by Jonathan Davenport. And one thing you don't ever do is count Ricky Thornton Jr. out, right?
What's this? Right between them.
RTJ has gone to he's not gone to the 3rd spot, he's gone around the back of the field, and now there is no lap traffic separating he from Devin Moran. And just as we say that, Jonathan Davenport goes around Clay Stuckey, slides up the racetrack, and Moran back down to the bottom for the lead.
Side by side, will we have our 6th lead change? Here comes RTJ. Boy, Davenport's got awful loose and back out in front. 6 lead changes in 44 laps here at Knoxville.
Officially on lap 44, it's the 99 and Devin Moran out front at Knoxville in what has been an absolutely outstanding race. Davenport going to battle back to the outside. Trouble for Carson Ferguson right in front of your leaders, and that's going to draw the Coleman Farms Racing caution. Oh, man.
Wow.
What a race so far. Tough break for Carson Ferguson. As you see smoke billowing out from underneath the Paylor Motorsports number 93, and you have to wonder if that thing ain't running just a little bit warm.
How many slicker graphics, slickest move the races we've had so far?
Yeah, down to you.
Ben.
Got an update. Bobby Pierce power steering lost it. You wanted at this racetrack. That is a fact, and that's what took him out of the race here tonight. And also a flat right rear tire, I do believe, on the 93 car of Carson Ferguson. Not sure if the issues are anything past that, but the smoke you're seeing, well, it's billowing off the wheel and what used to be the tire that was on the right rear of the 93.
Ben Shelton, 6 lead changes. Well, 99 had the best car last night, and he might have it here tonight, but we still got, what, 31 more to go in this race.
You know, it's interesting because Donald McIntosh came up to me after driver intros, and I said, hey, man, run it just like the Blue Gray 100. He goes, I'm going to tell you right now, 75 laps here might be the longest race of my entire life.
Wow.
So he goes, it's a demanding track, and he goes, it changes so much, and you're seeing it. And also the smoke you're seeing, the right rear tire that came off of Carson Ferguson's, it's wrapped under the frame on the back. They're going to have to get it off there, and it's about 8,000 degrees right now. Where's Buzz Lightyear when you need him? We need his laser gun to blast that one off there because nobody wants to touch it, and it is completely wrapped around, and it's going to make it really tough for this 93 to get back out there.
All right, 44 scored. It'll be Devin Moran, Jonathan Davenport, Ricky Thornton Jr., Brandon Shepard, Hudson O'Neal, your top 5, DJ. Then Big Perm, Garrett Alberson, Ebert up to 8th, Shirley 9th, Joyner 10th, Turbo is 11th, McIntosh 12th, Heckeness 13th, then Chad Simpson and Nodorf, your top 15.
So a couple things there real quick. Number one, Frank Heckeness Jr., now the Hooker Trucking Hard Charge. You mentioned he's up to 13th. He's gained 14 spots. But how about Turbo, who you just talked about? He's currently at 11th. Remember, he spun back early in the race. when in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, pitted, had to restart the tail at that time. There was still, I think, either 29 or 30 cars on the racetrack.
Are you thinking 2006 with Brian Shirley spin to win? Or Danny Sullivan in 1985 at Indianapolis, right?
I did not have a Danny Sullivan reference on my bingo card.
Let's do it. 6 lead changes in 44 laps, Dustin. Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. It's been a dandy at Knoxville.
A good run for Ricky Thornton Jr. on the inside of the racetrack. Will he become the 3rd different leader of the race? Will he make it 7 lead changes? Here comes Hudson O'Neal. There's your Big River Steel Championship 4 right there. They find themselves at the front of the field here at Knoxville, James, and Moran looks like he's going to hang on this time by.
And O'Neal is going to go to 3rd. Remember, he lost out to Tim McCready here last year, and right now, Thornton drifts up the track. 45 complete, 30 to go. O'Neal has gone to 2nd in 71. 3rd is Thornton, 4th is Davenport, 5th is Shepard off at turn 4, and battle for 2nd. They're side by side. I don't know. I have no idea who was 2nd.
The My Race Pass app says that it was Ricky Thornton Jr. by 5/100ths of a second. Here comes Hudson O'Neal back down to the inside. Hud has finished 3rd in this race a couple times. His dad, Don, was the 2011 Knoxville Nationals winner in the late model, and Hudson O'Neal started 15th. He's up to 2nd this time by Devin Moran, now with a 1.2 second advantage as those drivers have gone at it for P2.
Davenport has fallen back. Davenport way back there, and right now he comes under fire from Brandon Shepard. Wish they're going to have to triple box this, quadruple box it as they're side by side back here. Battle for 2nd into 1. There's action all over the place. 48 complete. Shepard, Davenport's under fire. There's the battle for the lead. Devin Moran, Hudson O'Neal, Ricky Thornton Jr. 49 complete this time around.
They just gained 4/10 on Moran that last time by, and Hud may not be done yet. It went from 1.2 down to 0.8 to 0.2 this time by, and that lead trio has just suddenly got a whale of a lead on the rest of the field, James.
Here we go. 7th lead change. Not quite. Moran, here comes Thornton on the outside out of turn 4. Will we have another leader? Lead change down the main straightaway as O'Neal bounces through the berm there. 50 complete, 25 to go. Moran almost stuffed it in the wall. Down the back straightaway, they go side by side for the lead at Knoxville.
Wheel to wheel for the lead. Moran going to try to protect the bottom. He'll let that car drift up off corner number 4. Hudson O'Neal's been good. Will he take the lead this time by? Survey says no. Devin Moran by 1/100th of a second.
And O'Neal can't get around Lawler. He'll hold him up. Moran back out there. Thornton several car lengths back. Brandon Shepard has cleared Davenport. Big Perm is 6th. Alberson 7th. Shirley 8th. Turbo is 9th. 10th is Ebert. All eyes up front. Still a long way to go. 23 to go. 52 complete. Corey Lawler's going to call it a night at 93.
Yeah, he slows at the end of the front straightaway. He's going to make the hard left-hand turn to the infield. We stay green again. The lead trio has got, oh man, almost a full straightaway now on your 4th place car of Brandon Shepard. Devin Moran trying to turn up the wick. Hudson O'Neal still right there. One car slow.
Davenport's got a problem, Dustin.
And the 49, who has led 3 different times in this race, will draw the Coltman Farms Racing caution with 22 laps to go here at Knoxville. "53 laps are scored, 22 laps remaining, and Jonathan Davenport, James, has drawn the Coltman Farms Racing caution after leading 34 laps here tonight."
Yeah, the crew came by me and they just mouthed the word motor.
Wow.
Tough break for the 49.
And he'll leave Knoxville, most likely, obviously, 2nd in the points, but Ricky Thornton Jr. in for that Big River Steel Big 4, another $10,000 bonus if he can stay out there and finish this race. So a 6th lead changes still. We almost had a 7th. We almost had a 7th.
Almost had an 8th and a 9th as well. But yeah, Moran's been the leader since lap 44, which seems like an eternity ago. It was actually just 9 laps ago. Chad Simpson, now the Hooker Trucking Hard Charger, from 26th up to 12th.
So 2 pre-race favorites. Bobby Pierce, the defending race winner. He'll finish 25th. Davenport had fallen back to 10th. And he will be out of this one. So it's Moran, O'Neal, Thornton, Shepard, Wilson, Alberson, Shirley, Turbo, Ebert, Joyner, Chad Simpson, who won the Malvern Bank race, McIntosh, Heckenast, Nodorf. Stuckey's still out there, right? Hilsebeck.
Yep.
And is Jesse Sobbing, I believe he is
he's
still out there as well.
Absolutely he is. Absolutely.
So we should have, with Davenport out, that should be 17 left. If we can keep this thing green, I don't even know who's going to win this.
I don't know who's going to win it.
Five.
I don't know who's going to win it if it doesn't stay green. We've got 22 laps to find out. In this one, Moran leads. O'Neal and RTJ back in the lead. Look at Brian Shirley up there on the outside. Uh-oh. Moran slips up. Here comes O'Neal. Here comes Thornton. Side by side again. We've said that how many times in this race? Does Hudson O'Neal take the lead this time? By he does not. Devin Moran by 5/100ths of a second.
Here comes O'Neal on the bottom. He is digging hard down the back straightaway. He and Devin Moran are going to go side by side. Here comes Brandon Shepard. Does Ricky Thornton Jr. have an issue? As Shepard's up to third, we're side by side. 7th lead change of the race is Hudson O'Neal on lap 55, Dustin Jarrett.
From 15th to the lead, Hudson O'Neal on lap 55 out front here at Knoxville. But he slips up coming off corner number 2. Is Devin Moran going to go back to the lead on the outside? What a show here at Knoxville tonight. Will Moran go back to the lead at the stripe? He will.
They're side, what is that? Is that 8?
I don't have any idea.
We have side by side back here briefly. Shepard and Brian Shirley's back to 5th. Down into turn 3. Is that 7 or 8? We're going to have another one. That is 9, I believe. Because O'Neal is back in front, 57 to go. Are you not entertained?
I'm going to take off my shoes and start counting these pretty soon.
Count the back straight away. Into turn 3.
I got to gain my composure here. Bobby Pierce blew a power steering line, by the way. That's what happened on the 32. Back out to the race on the track, and now it's nearly a full straightaway advantage for these two, Hudson O'Neal and Devin Moran, over 3rd place, Ricky Thornton Jr. 4th is Shep and Shirley in 5th.
2-car battle for the lead. They're going to pick up the tail in the field. This thing stays green. O'Neal from 15th to the lead, 59 complete. Moran's right there. Devin's going to go to the top. The sport of dirt late model racing, what a bright future with these two drivers, right? I mean, it is already, it's my favorite sport, is dirt late model racing. And right now, you go into turn number 3, Moran is just sizing him up. Moran's not going to be done yet as O'Neal tries to pull away. They will have 15 to go into turn 1. Yeah, the deficit is 9/10 of a second, Dustin.
And they've caught the back of the field once again as well, as they're going to work around the 15 of Clay Stuckey. There's the advantage. Great camera work by our guys up top. Hudson O'Neal over Devin Moran on this incredibly streaky and ever so often changing half mile here in Knoxville, Iowa.
I hope we didn't break the My Race Pass app because of lap leaders, because 61 in the books, 14 to go. The SSI Motorsports 71 trying to become, well, he's going to get close into turn 4 behind. Wow, he takes evasive action, almost got into the wall. Behind him is that Jesse Saubing, who runs 16th.
Yeah, wow. The only saving grace maybe for Hudson O'Neal is he has been absolutely flying the last few laps, and believe it or not, has stretched out to a 2-second advantage over Devin Moran. That spoiled his momentum just a little bit, and we know momentum is everything here at Knoxville. This time by at the stripe, we'll see what it is. Yeah, Dev was able to cut a couple tenths off of it. 1.9 seconds. The advantage for the driver out of Martinsville, Indiana, Hudson O'Neal, looking for his first ever win in this prestigious event.
There you see first and second. We got 2. Nodorf was 3-lap cars between first and second. Moran trying to get around Blair into turn number 1. Blair Nodorf right now runs in 14th. 64 will have 10 laps to go next time around, Dustin. And if we do have a caution, 10 or less laps to go, we would be a single final restart.
And I tell you what, man, the 71 of Hudson O'Neal has really turned up the wick here these last 2 laps. We talked about Devin Moran had cut that lead down to 1.9 seconds. How about this? This time by at the stripe, 3.9 seconds the advantage for the 71 over the 99. There's 3rd and 4th on your screen. The 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr., the 1 of Brandon Shepard. This time by 9 laps to go for Hudson O'Neal. And man, that got close right there between Blair Nodorf and Ricky Thornton Jr.
And think about it. Not the car he started the weekend in either. Right? That vicious flip here on Thursday night, but right now he is dominating. It's almost 5 seconds.
He is a second a lap faster than anybody else is Hudson O'Neal.
right there.
The last time by it was 18.7 versus 19.7. This time by Hudson O'Neal 19.1, Devin Moran 20.3.
Into turn number 3 as we work lap 68. It's O'Neal, Moran, Thornton, Shepard, Wilson, Shirley, Alberson, Turbo, Ebert, McIntosh 10th in his first Knoxville Late Model Nationals win. And if this thing stays green, there's Moran right here.
Wow.
Let's see the deficit. 7.5. They're in Larson land.
What if I told you we had 9 lead changes in this race, and with 6 laps to go, the guy out front has a 7.5-second lead?
Is it 9 lead changes? Is it 9 officially?
Yes. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you can't make up. It's unbelievable.
In a backup car.
In a backup car.
Into turn number 3, 5 to go. Justin Clark are giving the 5 to go signal. Out of turn 4, he is climbed with Ebert is in front of him. Dan is 9th. 10th is Donald McIntosh, and he's about to lap inside the top 10. Donald Mack in his first Knoxville Late Model Nationals has done very well. So is Dan Ebert. They run 9th and 10th, and they're about to go a lap down here with 4 to go.
Yeah, it is almost a half-track lead for Hudson O'Neal. I mean, again, how do you try to explain this to someone? Say, yeah, man, we have the Knoxville Nationals for late models. There was 9 lead changes in the race, and then Hudson O'Neal went out there and just beat the field like a drum over the course of the last 20
And Ricky
laps.
Thornton just took second, but he's 8.9 behind. Moran third, Shep. They have a good battle back there, but
it's a great battle on the right side of your screen for second. Fantastic. 3 to go for Hudson O'Neal.
Oh my goodness. You said 9 official lead changes?
Yes, yeah. Hudson O'Neal's been your leader since lap 57. It's a 9-second advantage for the 71.
He wants to see that Barron's Performance white flag. He doesn't not want to see a restart. And we've got 2 to go. The Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go. Thornton is just now exiting turn 4.
That's what I said. I mean,
yeah,
it's a half
like
a
you
track
said,
lead.
yeah.
In a backup car, in a race that's had 9 lead changes, absolutely incredible. James Barron's Performance, 1 to go for the driver of the 71, Hudson O'Neal. His 7th start in this race. He's been 3rd twice. His dad, Don, won this race back in 2011.
After this, Brownstown better be packed Friday and Saturday, right? You can't make this stuff up. As right now, Hudson O'Neal, final lap out of turn 4. He wins his first Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals. He gets the checkered flag. He's into turn 1 already. Ricky Thornton Jr. is just now exiting turn 4. We'll check the deficit again. They got to go to the UNO scales. 8.3 seconds. Moran 3rd, Shepard 4th, Big Perm 5th, Brian Shirley 6th, Garrett Alberson 7th, Dan Ebert will be 8th, Tyler 9th, Donald McIntosh 10th.
And unofficially, at 25 years and 0 months, pending the UNOH Tech and Scale area, Hudson O'Neal will be the youngest ever Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals winner. Brian Shirley, when he won this race in 2006, was 25 years, 5 months. How about that?
All I
Thank
say,
you,
the
Eric
Rayburn
Arnold.
and the Jackson better be packed next week at the house that Essex built, because what a show at Knoxville.
Well,
there's probably going to be crickets because the last 2 nights have been fabulous. We're going to have the fireworks on the back straightaway. Fans, stick with us. We're going to talk to the Big River Steel podium. Thornton did not lead a lap, though. He finishes second. He had a lap lead, but, well,
a couple
led
times.
a lap, and then it was caution come out.
Yeah.
I think Moran will lead. Will he lead the most laps?
It was Davenport. Yeah, Davenport led the most laps at 34. Moran led 21. Hudson O'Neal led 20. The pyro going off in the background. Unofficially, the Hoker Trucking Hard Charge, you had 3 different drivers that gained 15 spots. Chad Simpson was the highest finishing of those 3 drivers. He started 26th and finished 11th, so he'll get the Hoker Trucking Hard Charge award and that trophy down in Victory Lane as well.
Well, Jimmy Owen started 18th one year. O'Neal started, what, 15th here tonight? So that's probably about the second highest there anyone's ever started, second lowest anyone's ever started to get the win. Jason Durham, the crew chief, as they're going to go to the UNOH scales. Hey, everybody, shout out to the crew. They had to go to the back. They destroyed a car here Thursday night, right? A vicious flip up there. And again, glad everyone's all right from this past weekend. But you had Jason Durham, you have Riley Sheedy, Kyle Daly, And Todd and Vicky Burns, they're going to be, man, oh man, oh man. 75 laps, 8.3 seconds the advantage, $75,000 rich here momentarily. I know the fans are going to be coming down there. Hey fans, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we'll be back here next year, September 17th, 18th, 19th, 2026. Let's get even more people in here as he goes to victory lane, Dustin Jarrett.
Yes, he does. He's pulling into victory lane, and we will send it down to Ben Shelton for the interview.
For the 34th time in his career, his 5th Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of the year, his 11th win overall, and another event where he joins his dad as a champion. His dad, of course, Show Me 100 champion. His dad championed the Jackson 100. His dad, a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion. Don O'Neill won this race back in 2011. And tonight, at 25 years old, his son Hudson picks up the richest Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals ever at $75,000. The fireworks are going off, and we wait on the driver out of Martinsville, Indiana, to climb out of this race car. River's down here to celebrate, and Tessa's down here, the whole gang, and he has done it here tonight in the Todd and Vicky Burns number 71. The Sunoco checkered flag awaits him. The confetti awaits him. The cheers from the crowd awaits him. What a weekend for Hudson O'Neill. A smile on his face. Race fans, you're a winner here tonight. Hudson O'Neill. 75,000. The confetti flies, and he does it from 15th. What a weekend. The emotion on his face. Hudson, 3 days ago, for the first time ever, you're upside down. 3 days later, you are your first Knoxville Nationals champion. How does it feel?
I am tired. Man, running around that berm was so demanding. It got so rough down there, and yeah, I just kept telling myself, just breathe, breathe, breathe. And man, hats off to my guys, Jason, Kyle, Riley, Logan, my fiance Tessa. Man, whenever you destroy a race car like that, it definitely hurts, and we put a lot of effort into that car to come to the world and to finish out. That was the car we were going to finish out our championship campaign with, and yeah, that definitely was a morale killer a little bit, but we were able to unload this car the next day. Guys worked hard to get it ready, and to be able to come back and have good speed last night. Had a mechanical failure, and to be able to come from 15th tonight is so awesome. Thank you, Todd Burns, Vicky Burns, the entire Burns family, SSI Motorsports, S Subsurface of Indiana, everybody that's a part of the race team. It's been a trying month, but we're just trying to be gaining on it little by little, and a lot of help from a lot of different people, and my family and everybody watching back home. This is this is so special. These are the races that you dream of being able to have your name on, and to be able to add this one is so cool.
You got to the lead on lap 57. I have a feeling you don't know this. You won by 8.3 seconds.
I didn't know that. I knew I was really good, and whenever I was racing with Devin, I didn't really feel like I was abusing my stuff down there, and then they were having to run really hard out in the racetrack to keep up, and I figured that they were going to get their tires hot, and then maybe I could scoot away from them. I didn't think 8 seconds scoot away from them, but yeah, so like I said, thank you to all my guys. Thank you to everybody on this race car. Wheeler Metals, Big River Steel, Merrill Bonding Company, Professional Concrete, O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, USSSA Fast Pitch, Westside Tractor Sales, Hutchins Insurance Group. Cornette ran awesome tonight. Everybody that's a part of Longhorn Chassis, Kevin Rumley and everybody, and Triple O, obviously. Triple O was a help to us, and they didn't get too much TV time. I guess they got quite a bit of publicity, but not a ton of TV time the other night. So appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil, everybody that puts this on. We're so blessed to be here.
Your dad won this in 2011. You're now the first father-son combo to win this race. How cool does that sound?
Oh, it's unbelievable. And got to thank Chris from Midwest Sheet Metal. He's here. Tarpey Trucking, Laverne Tarpey's here with us. A lot of people that have supported me for a long time. So that's what makes this special, to win in front of a lot of important people. And yeah, to be able to add my name right below my dad's, it's no words can describe it.
Is everybody invited to the pit area to hang out?
Absolutely. I thought I might leave tonight. I'm definitely not going to now.
Race fans, how about it, the 16 different winner of the Knoxville Late Model Nationals, Hudson O'Neal. Big hug from his fiance, Tessa. And River already knows how to get the top of the Big River Steel podium as River was headed up there. DJ James, I'm going to throw it back up top, and then we'll catch up with our second and third place finishers.
Absolutely. Wow. Again, you can't script this kind of stuff, right? 9 lead changes, and then Hudson O'Neal wins by 8.3 seconds after absolutely destroying a race car in an incredibly hard wreck here on Thursday night. He becomes the youngest ever winner of this race, becomes the first father-son duo to win this race. I mean, we say it all the time, James. The storylines write themselves maybe as much here at Knoxville as anywhere in the entire country.
And they're also a father-son to win the Jackson 100. And Dad's going to be racing next weekend in Brownstown in the Rayburn and the Jackson. So they're going to go head-to-head in the Masters-built house car and the SSI 71. So can't wait for that coming up Friday and Saturday. Well, how long is it going to take to do a race recap, Tiffany? I mean, this thing, we might be here till... Is it 9? What do you say 9? We figured it up. I mean, there might have been 10 or 11.
I was hoping to see more of River. I was hoping to see more of River making his way.
I think River led the last lap.
Lead change upon lead change upon lead change here at Knoxville, and that's going to be the story for the first 57 to 60 laps of this race, right? And
remember, late models don't need to be in Knoxville. We don't have
one groove racetrack.
No passing. They need to put the berm back.
It was unbelievable, and I'm going to contradict myself earlier because I said that I didn't want to say it was vintage Knoxville, but it was, man. It was that old school, slippery, streaky, be at the right place at the right time, get the momentum racetrack, and that was what we saw. Hudson O'Neal took the lead once on lap 55. Moran got him back. O'Neal right there, and then Hudson O'Neal went back to the lead on lap 57. Moran was able to hang with him for a little while, but as we talked about, James, it ended up being an 8.3 second win for the youngster out of Martinsville, Indiana.
Well, I got to have that new pin for Brownstown next week because I ran out of ink tonight. So there you have it. Lead changes. Unbelievable.
So Hudson O'Neal celebrating down there on top of the Big River Steel podium with Tessa and River and the entire crew down there. And Ben Shelton has caught up with the driver that finished second in this race, Ricky Thornton Jr.
Second on the Big River Steel podium, Ricky Thornton Jr. And you made a comment, it did not get as slick tonight as it did last night. Did that play a hand in the setup and your chances for a win?
A little bit, maybe. I went a lot tighter than I was last night. The track never really slowed down like it normally does here. I don't know if it was just because it was so easy to run around that bottom berm, and so you almost make a rut and then stay a little bit moisture. But overall, happy with the second. Obviously, Hoda was a lot better than all of us. I think he started 20th or something like that, and drove all the way to the front and then won by 8.5 seconds or whatever it was. So congrats to him. I feel like anytime it gets like around a berm like that around the bottom, near Pittsburgh a few years ago, Hud wore us all out running below the berm. So congrats to him after flipping night one. Obviously, he didn't scare him at all because he was just good tonight. But big shout out to all my crew. Berkey came and helped us. Skylar, Zach, my parents are here, my brother's here, my wife. My 2 little boys, my little girl, everyone at Kohler Motorsports working hard. Hopefully we can go to Brownstown next week and be really good.
Ricky Thornton Jr. second here tonight. He started back and forth. Third on the Big River Steel podium, Devin Moran. Man, Devin, the first half of the race, you and JD had a heck of a battle. Second half, not a bad car, but not what it took to win. What was your biggest challenge during those latter stages?
We just got that bottom, started chunking out a little bit, and when it did, my nose was just too low and just kept on bouncing. I just could not circle that bottom, and yeah, all in all, we'll take it. I really felt like we had a really good car for a long part of that race. I could move all around. Me and JD had an awesome race going on. It was so fun going with him, but obviously Hudson was the best car tonight there at the end. He did a great job. My guy said he was like a second faster than everybody per lap at the end of the race. So all in all, we'll take it. My guys did a great job. I just want to thank Roger Sellers, Double Down Motorsports, Robbie, Casey, Connor, all back at home. My beautiful wife, Lakia, my great crew guys, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Lazy Days RV, Millwood Plumbing. So many great supporters of my race team. I can't thank them all enough.
Hazen Services, Pee Wee Record Service, Corey Phillips, CPA Law Firm, just Holland Haskell, so many people. I can't thank them all enough. And yeah, we'll just get ready for the playoffs now.
Devin Moran, third on the Big River Steel podium, guys. It was a race with so many storylines, and it was definitely entertaining. But, man, Hudson did something special at the end.
Yeah, he sure did, James. Your final thoughts on this one?
I don't want anybody on social media to say anything negative about the last 2 nights. Please, just save it, because that was spectacular. That's what it's all about. We'll be back in 2026. How about this crowd tonight? There is more people there than you'd ever think, and that was awesome, and they enjoyed it from start to finish, my friend. That was awesome.
I did too. Ben Shelton, you had an interesting view from everything down there in the infield. Your final thoughts as we wrap up the Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals.
Well, tonight had all the fills. There were guys that had a lot of enthusiasm. There was heartbreak down here. But I think out of this weekend, what is going to stick out to me is the heart of a champion. Hudson O'Neal was the champion in 2023 on a weekend where he gets upside down the first time in his career. A violent wreck on Thursday. They go to a backup car. They come back and pick up the $75,000 win here tonight. That's what this sport's all about. That's what the heart of a champion's all about, and we'll head down the road to Brownstown.
All right, good stuff, Ben. Thanks so much. James, great job as always, brother.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on the racing action here tonight at Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Dates for this one have already been announced, as we talked about, for 2026. As the fans start to funnel out of here. We'll be back here in a year. We'll be back with you in a week as the battle for the, look at that guy, the battle for the championship, the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship presented by ARP kicks in at Brownstown Speedway at Brownstown, Indiana. 9 lead changes tonight, and it was that guy, Hudson O'Neal, getting the win. LucasDirt.com for all the latest news, scheduling information, and more. Good night from Knoxville, Iowa.